Hey now, it's Josh here, and we're back in my Mindcraft world Let's Play, episode 4 of our Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack series, and I hope you guys are doing awesome. Now, I've had a little bit of a change of heart. I know we talked in episode 3 that we were going to do some automated turtle mining, but I changed my mind because I spent probably I don't know, 5 or 6 hours in this world doing something else, so I figured we should go over that. And that is Mystcraft. Mystcraft is like one of the reasons I chose this mod pack. It's something I'm really excited about. I like it a lot, especially for single player worlds, and it's just really cool. And basically, what Mystcraft does is it allows you to craft books that let you visit new ages. And an age is just basically another world, sort of like the end, or the nether, or the overworld. Except you can sort of give it, your own modifiers, and you can create the world you would like. Um, and it also allows you to craft books that will let you return to where you were. And that's what we're going to talk about first. And those are called linking books. Now, basically, the number one rule of Mystcraft is that you need to have a linking book on you at all times whenever you're traveling. If you like, if you do not have a linking book on you and you go to a Mystcraft world, you are basically stuck until you find a starfisher. Now, I don't know the mechanics of it, of finding a starfisher, and if I ever forget to bring my Mystcraft book, you can be sure that I'll be Googling and trying to figure out where they spawn, but from what I understand, they're incredibly rare. So yeah, number one rule, always have linking books, and I'm going to show you basically an example of how I do it once we get into it. Now, let's see, where are we going with this? So we talked about how you need a linking book. I guess we should talk about how you make one. A linking book is very simple. You take a book, you put it in your crafting inventory, and you have a linking book. Now, as soon as you click this linking book, it is going to send you, or it's going to sort of like bind to the spot you're standing on. So right now, it's going to bind me to this square, and whenever I'm in another world, such as the end or the nether, and I click this book, it's going to bring me right back to this square. Now, what I suggest is whenever you go into a new age, you actually have 3 of these linking books, and we're going to discuss why in a minute. Okay, so we have some linking books, and we also need to create a couple of stands, and we're going to bring 2 stands whenever we travel into a new age. So there's 1 stand, 2 stands, and we're actually going to have a 3rd stand. And again, I will explain why. So we got those. Now we also want a chest. So we're going to make a chest here real quick. And all this is going to make sense as we move along. Now, in order to get started and to travel to your first Mystcraft age, you need a Mystcraft page. Now, if you recall, we had a Mystcraft building over there when we came and visited this town, and we explored it. And in that Mystcraft building, there was this thing here, and it's called a writing table. And as there was 2 lecterns there, and they had 2 pages on them. Now, if you don't have a Mystcraft, if you can't find a village with a Mystcraft building in it, you can actually buy Mystcraft pages from a Mystcraft villager. And let's see if we can go over here and find one. Is it these guys? I believe it's these guys in the purple. Yeah, see, so they'll sell you a page for whatever amount of diamonds that they feel the page is worth. Now, in order to go to your first age, you are going to need a page. Now, I had 2 pages. I had a sky color page, and I believe the other one was just a color page. I think it was like black. So what I did was I took this writing table and I created a notebook. And what a notebook is this 3 pieces of leather, and you put them in a crafting table, sort of like you would put a bucket. So yeah, just 3, just like this, and that creates a notebook. And I put the notebook in my writing table up here, and I put the 2 pages I had in it. And then I went and I took some of my reeds and I made some paper. And then in order to write pages, you actually need some ink. Now let me show you how to do that real quick. So to create ink, I decided that I was going to use a thermal expansion machine to do so. And let me show you how that works. So we're going to need a couple of ink sacs, 2 to be exact, and a bucket of water, because we need our glass bottle to be full of water. And I guess we can show the recipe here as well. Okay, so we got our water, and we need, this is what we're going to try to create right here, an ink vial, which is just a water bottle and then an ink sac, or you can use ebony drops, and you can use one or both of them. So then I created a thermal expansion machine. It's called a liquid transposer, and it's pretty very similar to the other machines we've been making for thermal expansion. It's got a bucket on top, your machine frame, and your resonant reception coil, and yeah, it is what it is. So we have that hooked up to our little energy thing going on here, and basically you put in your bucket and you flick this switch because we want to fill up this right side of water. So as you can see, it's taking the water and it's put it inside, and we get our bucket back. Now, in order to fill our glass bottle, we put it in there and we just switch this back, and you can see it fills up the glass bottle. Pretty neat. Now, in order to make our ink vial, as you saw, is glass bottle, 2 ink sacs, and we got the ink vial. Now we can come back over here to our writing table, and we put the ink vial up here, and then when this empties, it will take this ink vial and fill this right back up. One ink vial fills up the entire thing, and then we can write pages. So say my first random book, we'll just say it was this Autumn Woods biome page. So we're going to right click on that, and it's going to bring it over here. As you saw, the ink went down a little bit, and now we have a page. So now to craft a book, we need a binder. So we're going to look up how to make that. Again, it's a very simple and cheap recipe. It's just some wood and 3 pieces of iron. Now we click in here, and this binder's, it's very simple. So basically you have leather, and is what you need to create the books, and you need pages. So you put in your page, and you can see the descriptive book is here. I think you can actually name it my book. Yeah, okay, so let's take out this descriptive book, and as we can see, we got a new book, and it's called My Book. And this is actually age 10 or something. Now this is a random age, and we don't really want to go there right now. I just wanted to show you how to make a book. Now you can actually destroy these a couple of ways. We can just leave it exposed to the air and it'll decay. If it starts raining, it will decay instantly. And then you can also sort of punch it to death as well, and it'll disappear. Now, so that's what I did. I went through and I took my one page and I started creating random ages until I found some more pages inside a Mystcraft world. And it took me, my first world was like a void world, and it's just all void. You couldn't go anywhere, and I just had to go right back. My next couple worlds were really unstable, and we'll talk about instability a little bit when we talk about actually writing pages to the books. And then I finally found a world where I saw a Mystcraft sort of temple, and I'm actually going to show you one of those real soon here. And that's where I got more pages, and from there I started creating more worlds, and I got this age 9. And as you can see, I actually got a lot of goodies. I explored this age 9 here for a number of hours, and I got a bunch of these enchanted books. I got 2 different portal guns and some other cool things here. I got some Thaumcraft items, this Axis Stream, which is really neat. You just hold it down and break a tree from the bottom block, and it actually cuts it down from the top. So no jumping. You can cut down giant trees just by standing in one spot. Shovel the Earth Mover is really cool. It's a shovel, but it's unlike probably any shovel you've ever seen in that it basically shovels a 3x3 area. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to throw that back because we don't really want to be using that unless we have a purpose to. So let's take our age 9. We have our 3 linking books back here to the overworld, and we're going to put this book on a book stand so that when we use it, okay, so you can use a book if it's in your inventory by just all you got to do, even if it's a descriptive book, it works exactly the same. You right click and then you just click this area over here. Now, this is the overworld and we can't teleport with linking books to the same world we're in. Now, when you do use a book from your inventory, the book falls on the ground. So if I have a chunk loader over here, this book is actually probably going to decay. Now, it actually acts as a live entity, so it's not going to decay after like 5 minutes as a block normally would. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it actually will die because it's exposed to the air. And if it rains, of course, it's going to die pretty much instantly. But if we put it on a book stand, I don't believe anything's going to hurt it. And yeah, so we're going to go with that. Now, again, I want to stress, you need to bring linking books with you whenever you enter an age. Now we're going to bring 3 linking books, 2 book stands, and a chest. And also, let's bring a portal gun. Okay, which is a really neat item. And I guess we can go over that some other time. So I think we have everything we need. Let's put this bucket back. And let's go visit age 9. And this is a pretty neat age. Okay, so the first thing we do when we enter an age is we spawn, as you can see, and we're spawning up here. Your spawn platform is going to be sort of a 3x3 area. And we do have some instability going on here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a book stand, and we're going to put a linking book on it. So if we die and we get back to the spot, we can get home. And we need to eat here real soon. And what you hear, those are explosions. That's another method of adding instability to an age. And okay, so now we want to place down our chest, and we're going to move this somewhere else so that if a creeper or something explodes that one, we have a backup. So we're going to put this linking book here, and we'll take this one, and yeah, okay, so now we're in our age, and I don't remember this being so bad actually, so that's kind of interesting. Now, what I did from here is we run in a direction, and what we're looking for is Mystcraft temples, which I will show you. We're looking for sort of those hallowed earth things, which have the skeleton spawner and the zombie spawner in them, and we're looking for these things over here, these little obsidian temples, which drop cool stuff for you, and you get your portal guns, you can get some pages. So I'm going to show you each of those 3, and I'm going to show you exactly how I found them, and we're going to start by running over here to this temple, and wisps are going to be there, of course, so we're going to try to get something from them real quick and run away. As you saw, there's a lot of explosions and stuff going on. This is because we have a lot of instability in our world because we did not write the world properly, and we're going to talk about that a little more after I find you 3 examples of these things. So let's go check this, see if there's anything cool in there. We'll take that feather falling floor, and a hoe of growth, which we are going to like, and we are going to get out of here. And now we are going to run, and we keep checking our mini-map. We're looking for cool things, and I will be back when we find something else cool. Alright guys, now we found, by constantly checking our little mini-map here, we see a Mystcraft temple is right up here to our northeast a little bit. Now these are really cool in that they spawn Mystcraft pages, and these are where you're going to be finding the majority of your pages unless you really work with some sort of villager trading system. Now when you enter these, be very careful because it's dark in there. There's no torches, so mobs have a tendency to spawn, and they spawn up above, and as we can see, we can hear a zombie, and sometimes creepers will drop down on you and like explode all over you, which is not cool. And I can't hit this guy, so we are just going... Oh, he's stuck in a spider web, that's why. They're a little bit laggy, which is not fun. So we got pages here. We're going to grab these pages just by shift-clicking them. We're sort of in a little bit of hurry because everything's exploding around us. We don't want to be hanging around too long. Now, each of these pages do different things. As you can see, they all have little modifiers, and you'd think that'd be all and we leave, but no, that is not the case. And we actually going to take a bed here too. Let's take our bed and we're gonna sleep here, and this will make a day in the Mystcraft age, because otherwise there's just way too many mobs and it's gonna be nasty out there. Seem to be getting much lower frames than I would like. Okay, so now there is actually a hidden chest, and it's either in this side of the room or it's in this side of the room, and there's one in every single one of these, and in each of these it spawns more pages. So we got a major feature biome and a notebook. Now this is really cool because a notebook will have more additional pages in it. So as you can see, you get a lot of pages just by exploring, and I brought a notebook along with me, but since we have this one, it's convenient. Now you can notice our inventory is filling up awfully fast. So you're going to want to bring a notebook with you just to store all these extra pages while you're running around. And I'm going to keep running, and I will meet you back when we find one of those little hollow barrel hills or whatever they're called. See you in a minute. Okay, so let's talk briefly about why these little Mindcraft nodes are spawning. If you'll notice, I'm at level 115, and I created this world with one single page, and it was an Extreme Hills biome page. And we can see that right now it looks like our world has small biomes. Looks like it's a mixture of about 3 different biomes. Extreme Hills, let's get out here before Whisk comes. Extreme Hills and jungle, clearly, and looks like some sort of birchwood forest or something. So we're at level 115, and that's why those Mindcraft nodes are spawning. Alright, we just found another Mindcraft node, which is right behind us, and there was actually a Silk Touch book in there, so we're pretty excited about that. We've now found a Silk Touch and a Fortune book. Not in this run, I found the Fortune book in another run. And as you can see, we have a library here and the Hollow Mound right there. So let's go and check this library real quick. I am lagging, and there must be a zombie in here. There is. Let's check these and get out of here real quick. I'm lagging so much when I'm recording, more than it was before, and I believe it's because of all these meteor explosions from the instability in our world. So we can steal anything from this treasure chest in here real quick, and let's get out of here. Now, okay, so let's talk about these little hills here. These are pretty... Oops, it's attacking me. I am lagging so much. I am sorry. This has got to be terrible for you guys too. So this is going to be really hard to do while I'm lagging so much, but basically there are 2 spawners in this little hill here. There's going to be a skeleton spawner and a zombie spawner. Now we went over the soul shards, and I have them here so we can easily dispose of those spawners. Now this might actually be really hard with my lag, and I actually don't think I'm going to be able to show you this to you guys, because this is really nuts. This probably isn't going to be able to record. Okay guys, I actually had to come in here and torch this up, and then like a meteor broke through the ceiling, but there's no way to do it with the lag when I was recording, so, and I just want to show you this. So basically what I've been doing with soul shards is I run in here as fast as I can with no lag, and I grab these, and there's actually 3 treasure chests down here, and you'll get pages, you know, and some cool stuff in these sometimes. You can get your portal guns and whatever, and then yeah, you can get out. So I'm going to now leave this world because I've shown you guys everything we need to see, and all you need to do to leave is you take your linking button, you click on it, and you are back to your world. And it's very dark here, so we need to sleep. So now you saw what happens when you sort of create like a random age with 1 page. So let's talk a little bit about how to create a stable age. Now, in order to create the reason you get instability basically is that your book is not properly describing the world and what's going to be in it, or that your book has created like in a world that's either improper, like it doesn't have the right setup, or it's sort of illogical. So we don't need this anymore because we have a lot of pages. So let's actually destroy this world. We're going to throw our crap as much as we can in here. And let's talk about... I need more chests. Okay, so this is going to be fine for now. So let's talk about how you create a stable world. Now, in order to create a stable world, there's some rules to it. So let's start off with a biome controller. So first of all, we have to sort of think like what we want our world to be. Now, I sort of like those extreme hills biomes worlds, as we were talking about before, because then you get all those Thaumcraft nodes. Now, you can have worlds for different purposes. You can create a world where all it is lava, which is it's awesome if you just want to put in a pump and you pump your lava out and you send it back up, and we have pretty much an infinite supply of lava because that's all the entire world is. It's lava in one platform. So you can do that. You can create mining worlds with a page called dense ores, where basically you get hundreds of diamonds in minutes. Like it's just insane mining. And so there's all these little features that you'll find as you get these pages, and it's pretty cool. But we're going to try to create basically a really easy world, one that we just want to explore and try to find war pages. We can get those rare pages like dense ores, and tendrils is a really neat one. So we need to first off with a biome controller, which I have sorted here in the second part. And so right now we have medium biomes page, we have single biome page, and we have tiny biome page. Now, what a biome controller does is it basically, you need to have one biome controller in any book you write in order to create it stable. So in this, we're going to use a single biome. So we're going to go in here, we're going to right click, and we're going to create our single biome page. Now I have the biome set on this first book, and now we can go through and we can pick which biome we want. We can pick desert or jungles, and we actually want extreme hills biome. So we don't have a copy of it in here, so we're just going to, or like sometimes you double up on a page, so you might as well use that page instead of, printing another one. So now we have single biome and what's going to be an extreme hills biome. So let's talk about more things you need. So the next thing we need to talk about is each world needs to have a sun, a moon, and a star symbol. So we have these sorted here, and I think we're a little bit unlucky with this in the fact that we have one sun, and we have a normal sun, a dark sun, and a normal star. So we are kind of SOL in that we don't have a moon symbol. So we can probably expect our world that we're creating now to have a little bit of instability, but hopefully it'll just be a small amount because I think we can get sort of everything else in there. So again, we need at least one biome controller, and since we are using a single biome controller, we only need one biome. If we were to choose, say, a medium biome controller, now we're going to need 3 biomes to put in there. So we would need extreme hills and maybe desert and plains. Each biome controller is going to have sort of, how many biomes it needs in it. A tiled biome controller is going to need 2, and it's going to create sort of like a checkerboard pattern. So that's important to know. So the next thing you can do is we have sort of here is like features. So these are things like caves, lots of glowstone crystals, big trees, lakes, mine shafts, villages, all kinds of things. Now we're not really worried about. Actually, yeah, let's throw a village symbol in there just because we can come across more chests. So why not, right? We come across Mystcraft dudes, and we can maybe get some apiaries. So that's a great way that maybe we can pick up some new apiaries. So that's going to be a cool symbol to throw in there. And next, we need lighting. Now, every age requires a lighting symbol. If you don't have one, you're going to get some instability. So we have right now dark, standard, and a copy of standard lighting. So we're going to take one of our standard lightings out of there. So from there, then we have, let's see, we need a terrain symbol. So this is sort of our miscellaneous book. I believe this is terrain. So right now we only have 3 terrain symbols, and they're all standard. So we're going to throw one of those in there. Now standard or terrain symbols are really neat in that Okay, so your terrain, a standard terrain, is automatically going to use a base material of stone. And your other terrain symbols will as well, like cave world or end world will even have a base material of stone. But uh, this modifier is actually pretty neat in the fact that we could take a netherrack symbol, place it before the standard terrain, and our book is going to replace all the stone in the world, like as its base stone, with netherrack. So instead of a stone world, we're going to have a world that will represent more of like a nether world because it's going to have the netherrack instead of stone. So that's really cool, and I'm sure you can think of clever ways, to use something like that. Excuse me. So now we have our terrain symbol covered, and let's see. I think visual was next. Yeah, we don't really need any of those. Colors, no. A weather. Okay, so every age is going to need a weather symbol, and we would probably overcast, normal, normal, no weather, slow weather. I think we would like no weather, right? Let's make this easier. I created a page when I could have just taken the copy. It's not a big deal because ink is pretty easy to get from squids, and we got some water near us, so that's not a big deal. But we probably should have just used the copy. Now the rest of these pages are more just modifiers, so we could have like yellow fog or yellow skies. And these are directions, so east, south, west, and you can use these to modify different things. You have your lengths, which determines cycles, so we could use like a zero length. Let's see, like a sun that's set to like zero length. So maybe we do normal sun and a zero length, and we should be able to have a permanent day. So let's try to do that. And I don't think we really need any of these other things. Nope. Okay, so I believe we have all our pages now. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to put our pages in the binder. Now the order of the pages does not matter except in the case of modifiers, which is where you want the modifier to be before the symbol it's modifying. So let's put in that first. So that's our modifier symbol, zero length, and then we're going to put the thing it's modifying after, which is the sun. And then we can we'll put single biome, then extreme hills, normal stars, and you can click on this gray thing to move it over. We're going to put some villages in there, our standard lighting, standard terrain, and no weather. And we're going to take our descriptive book back. Okay, so we got some notebooks in here. We don't need these, but we do want to follow our golden rules of traveling and Mystcraft. So we're going to need some more wood. And let's see, so we need how many linking books? Do you guys remember? I do. We need 3 linking books, one for our hotbar, one for our chest, and one for our spawn. And we need a chest, because I just said that. And we need 1 book stand for here, 1 book stand for our chest, and then 1 book stand for our spawn. And I believe we're all set. 3 linking books, our chest, our descriptive book. Let's throw this notebook in here because we only need 1 of them. And we should be good to go. So let's throw our stand down there. And then let's put our age 11 book on it so that the book is safe and it won't decay on us. And we're going to throw that here for a second, and let's go. And we're hoping for not too much instability on this one. So the world's going to generate. You hear the little noise it makes. Sometimes this can take a second to happen. And let's hope for something good. Okay, as you can see, we did get our extreme hills biome. And unfortunately, there is one symbol that we're going to want to use that we don't have, and that's actually the flat symbol. But at least this world seems really stable. We don't have any potion-like negative effects going on. So that's pretty cool for us. So we're going to throw our linking book here. In case we die, it's there. We're going to place our chest sort of somewhere out of the way, so in case a creeper blows up one, we have a backup, because we really don't want to be stuck in our world. And we're going to throw some of this other crap we have in there, because we're not going to need it. So yeah, and then what we do is we run around and we look for things to explore. So we can run off in this direction, and you can hear we have sort of some thunderstorms going on, and that would be some of our decay, as you can recall, because we said we want no weather, or not decay, I'm sorry, instability. So we told them we want no weather, and we still have some thunderstorms going on. So that's sort of where those missing symbols come into play. Now, a portal gun. If you're not aware, these are really cool items. So let's use this as sort of a shortcut to get up there. So we're gonna left click over there, and we might have missed because I don't see the portal. It should be up there. And then we're going to right click somewhere here, and we should be able to go from here straight up to the top. And as you can see, it's bright white, so we should be able to pass right through. And we did. So now we're right here, and we can grab whatever's in this chest. Let's check that book. Oh, we don't care, so let's jump and see if we can get back through here. And that was pretty darn easy, like that. And you can shoot this pretty far. Now I used right click over here to create this one. Oh, and if you press your R key, it will remove your portal. So that one is gone and this one is gone. If I right click there and then right click here, you can tell it switches the portal. So we want to left click. I'm going to left click all the way over there. And you can see it took a second, but there it is. And here we are. So how about that? What a quick way to travel through this extreme hills biome. And I think that will be pretty helpful for us when we want to go page surfing. Now the idea of this is hopefully we can find some of those Mystcraft structures or create another world where we do. And what we really would like to see here is getting that flat page, because then we could create one of these extreme hills biomes, single biome, and we can make it flat so that we don't have to sort of traverse these hills. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. I hope you guys really like this little tutorial about Mystcraft. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll be sure to answer them. You don't know what you don't know, so it's hard for me to really know what you guys don't know about this. So ask questions and I'll get the answer to you. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, where hopefully we talk more about the mining. While you guys are away, I'll probably do some more running around in the ages, and hopefully we can be on our way. Cheers.